Hey, party people. So, as I've been thinking about how I could start helping out people of all walks of life, especially people from underrepresented communities, I think that one of the most value that I can provide is highlighting these awesome brands that maybe don't get brought up in the typical conversation, but I think really deserve to start being in those bigger conversations. So, if anybody knows anybody at any of the brands that I mention, if I don't tag anybody, please send them their way. The concept of what I'm trying to do here, these website buildups, is I just want to focus on these awesome brands, look through one thing that I think is a really cool business model or a user experience or something that they've done that could be valuable for other brands. And I also want to just throw a couple of things that I think maybe are other opportunities of growth for them. And so I'm really excited about this. I'm going to try it out for a couple of weeks and see where it evolves. But I want to dive in with first Brother Vellies, super cool company right in my backyard in Brooklyn. They sell high-end and luxury items, primarily for women. So high-end shoes, high-end bags, other items like that. And so unfortunately, with the lockdown, their headquarters were shut down over the past 3 to 4 months. So they've had to get really creative with how they operate their company. But you can tell very aspirational lifestyle, great light, great photography, really highlighting not only the product, but how the customer wants to think and feel about themselves. So really, really cool brand. And then what I think was super brilliant about what they've done since everything has happened in March is a special delivery program. So they can't produce their normal items, they can't be shipping out, but what can they do to keep the lights on, and what can they do to continue to have a solid relationship with their community? So this I'm super excited about. I think this is a incredible tactic, and what it is, and essentially how it works. I'll scroll down to the breakdown so if you want to read while I'm explaining it. But if you sign up for 6 months, halfway through the month, they'll ship you something special, right? So a unique handmade item out of their factories, and it'll be something that it's almost like a little gift to yourself every month, and it's only $35. And so I think it's a brilliant tactic from multiple levels. First, it allows them to continue just keep selling stuff, right? Like if you can't make $1,000 pair of boots, how can we keep producing products and keep selling so that the business can keep running and we can keep doing what we do? The second piece is that it's a 6-month commitment and everything is made to order. And so I think they're playing on a lot of really brilliant things here. It's a subscription, so they have 6 months, and when you do that math out, 6 times 35 is $210. So we're obviously not talking about their typical average order value up in the thousands, a couple thousands, but $210 is a great customer lifetime value for that 6-month subscription. That maybe someone goes through all of that and says, oh, I do want to upgrade to the higher end products. Also at $35 a month, that makes that really accessible, right? As you start to think of can I be an aspirational brand? Can I be a luxury brand? Right? A lot of people cannot fit within that mold. And this gives them a really good opportunity to not hurt that brand value and that high luxury status, but bringing in a lot more customers to sell. And so, like a coffee mug, while a $35 coffee mug might be expensive to some people, the people that are in their realm would work really well. And so what I think is really cool is that they clearly just launched this and it's just getting off the ground. I obviously don't have any data into this. I would be fascinated to see how it's working. But I think an interesting evolution of this is having this be a gifting specific series. So, if I'm in this, I'm getting a new gift halfway through every month. And it's almost like a little treat yourself moment at $35 a month, which for most people is affordable. And so what I think could be really cool is if I was really enjoying this, I could give this to a friend and then they're getting something unique every month for 6 months. I think that's a really interesting evolution where also they can start to bring in more people into their tribe, where we're not just getting the $210 out of our customers who maybe aren't buying those high-end items that we were previously selling, but now they're bringing in other people who at a low entry point item at cool, unique things that are also talking points, right? The brilliance of them showing a coffee mug first is that you can drink coffee cups, you have company come over, you'll talk about the brand. And so I think there's a lot of interesting elements there where they can really kind of manufacture this concept and optimize it over time, that this is their entry point offer, that if they don't run discounts and they don't run sales promotions, right? They can get people at something lower than, I think their other lower end items were like $300 to $400. This brings people in at 35, and then they can progressively tier people up and up and up over time. And so I think that this is a really interesting test. I'd like to see if they could run paid media to this, because you have that $210 payback in the 6 months. But then what else are those new customers going to buy over time? And so I think putting things like this, adding in payment programs, things like buy now, pay later, or some sort of financing program for their other items, will allow them to keep that luxury status while breaking out payments over time to make it more affordable for everybody else. And so I'm really excited about this. I would love to know more about how their business is operating. If you found this helpful, please drop a comment below. Like, how could you use something like this for your business? The variability, the mystery, the commitment of 6 months, and having that recurring revenue is really valuable. So I would love to see and to know how other people could use this for their business.